just kind of a rundown for tonight so everybody knows what to expect. We'll go through our report outs. We'll vote in our reports. We'll go through old business, new business. We'll do an open mic session, and then we'll have our vote. So we'll start with our reports. We'll start with baseball commissioner.
Had a good season.
Talk louder because it doesn't work.
It's not working.
Well, it is for YouTube.
Oh, okay.
These are working for YouTube.
Okay.
No. Everything's looking good. Having a good start to All-Star season. I know one of the older groups plays fairly well. Our 6U B team in our bracket took second place. After that, I mean, it was a great season. No big major issues out there. Had a fun season, and that's basically all I have.
Softball commissioner.
This season was a good season. It's the first time we had 6U softball, so we got a lot of new girls coming into the program. We actually had 3 teams. Hopefully we could build up the other divisions and get a little more teams because we only had 2 and then 3 in a 14U division. A lot of the other towns didn't have fall programs, so I'm hoping we could pick up from there. I think the girls learned a lot this year, and I think it was a great season.
Awesome. We'll flip over to the report.
This year, I think, went pretty well. The end of season seemed to be pretty competitive. A lot of fun seemed to be having out there by everybody. We had both concession stands open. By the end of season, we were rocking and rolling, which gave the park a little bit of life. I think we had some upsets in the championship games, which was nice to see. All-Star season has been a little crazy at first. A lot of moving parts that go into that. But we got through the first weekend of games, and we had some successes. We have another month of that craziness, and I look forward to next season.
Thank you, sir. Anything, Mr. John? Secretary?
Not a lot to report. This is the season that I've had the least amount of complaints come through to the email and Facebook, which is a big win because in prior seasons we've had quite a few come through. So to see the complaints come down means we're doing something right. Just trying to keep up with posting on Facebook and all that. And other than that, nothing else.
All right. Treasurer isn't here. He did send us a report out for the group. So kind of walk you guys back a couple of years ago when the new board took over. Financially, we're not very good, right? So we're actually in the hole. So we have about $40,000 in the bank account. We have some expenses to pay. We owe the village some money. We owe the gentleman who does the rings, the trophies. I think there's one batch of uniforms I owe some money for the league. So we're in a really good position, which is good considering this year required the level 2 background checks. And so that was about $8,000 the league ate that we were not prepared to eat. So we're in a much more solvent position to be able to do that, which is awesome. Now it is a 5-year background check, which is cool. So all of you guys that did it, and there's about 100 some odd coaches and team moms, it just renews. And I think it's like a $10 renewal, which is good. So really good financially. Different things we're going to talk about in the future when the new board comes on as to what we want to allocate that money for and see what we can use it for. From a president's report out, a lot of different sponsorships. We actually got a Dick sponsorship recently. Bought a bunch of baseballs for the league. Thanks to them, it was about $1,200. We got a Chevy sponsorship recently. I will tell you, thanks to our coaches, this was the most profitable year in terms of sponsorships. We had a ton of sponsors. I think there was only 2 teams, maybe 3 without a sponsor, and most of them were the larger sponsorships. And so that helps tremendously with offsetting and, helping to maintain our cost for the year and for next year to stay competitive. So that was a huge, huge win. What you heard from baseball and softball, we had 14 T-ball teams, right? If nothing else is promising, that's the one thing I'll take away from this. You had 14 different T-ball teams. We had 3 in softball, 4 in 3-4, and 7, I believe, in 6U. So a lot of young kids that are out playing baseball, which is really awesome to see. 8U was pretty big. We probably could have squeezed a 6 team, just didn't have enough coaches, so we ended up with 5 teams. So I'd say, you know, that was at 17, 18 teams out of our 30 teams are in 8 and below. So very promising to see that. To Brandon and Nico's very minimal stuff this year. We had a couple things at the end. It gets a little nutty when we get to playoffs. So unfortunately, there were some items we had to address. I will tell you, All-Stars off to a fantastic start. A lot of wins across the board with a lot of different age groups, which is a really good thing to see. A lot of the hard work that you guys have put in as coaches, and some of you guys are out there helping that. We saw probably more in this first week than we saw all of last summer. So that was awesome to see right out of the gate with the success we're having. Unfortunately, districts snuck up on us early. Next week is districts for 9, 10, 11, and 12. It's going to be in West Boca. 2 weeks after that, 8U and 6U, I believe, are hosted in Okeechobee, off the top of my head. And then we have some other teams that are going to be participating in some other tournaments. And I believe one of our teams is going to go to states for the B squad, because you have an A and B team for some of the leagues. So really good representation, really good experience for the kids. So I'm excited for that. I would just say thank you to you guys. It's been a crazy 2 years. When Jessica and I started, there were 4 of us. Now we have a full board, a lot of engaged members. We have a lot of people out here in this crowd. This is the most people I've ever seen in a board meeting. Ron's been with us for a year. It's the most people we've seen in a year, so that's good. I understand it's election, but it's awesome to see that involvement. Whether or not you get on the board or don't get on the board, there's always stuff to do. There's no shortage of things to participate in and help with. I would tell you that I was a division director for, I don't know, the better part of 6 years until my kids got older, and then decided to help out in a more formal capacity on the board. So I would tell you there's no shortage of things that can be done to help. There's no shortage of stuff to be done, quite frankly. So thank you guys for that. We've seen nothing but growth 2 years in a row. Fall over fall was up about 15%. Spring over spring was up about 5 or 6%, which is pretty amazing considering we had a little bit of fallout with some of our travel teams from last spring. So we lost 40, 50 kids and we picked up like 80. So really good growth pattern for our league and exciting for the future. So we'll flip it over to Ron. Anything from the village on the report out?
No, we don't have nothing from the village at this time, but we would like to say thank you to all you guys for an incredible year, no complaints. The dedication you guys did was awesome. Communication between me and you, Gary, throughout the year, great. Thank you to the parents, too. This won't be a successful season without the parents, so we'd like to thank you guys for participating and making this a successful season for us.
Awesome. You guys have anything for the village? I know we talked about nets on a few occasions. Do we have an update on nets?
No, we don't have an update right now.
Okay.
But we're working on it, Gary.
Okay.
We're working on it, yeah.
Maybe what we could do, I don't know if it would be you or whoever with the village, once All-Stars calms down, we'll do kind of a walk with each of the fields. And we did that last year, and I think they fixed, what was it, 2, 3, 4, and 5. They redid the mounds. But they need to do 2 a little bit better. But yeah, I think we could do maybe a walkthrough, and we can schedule that after the craziness stops. Anything else for the village?
Go ahead.
You got something? Okay. Got it.
I just want to bring up speed signs for the parking lot. Yeah.
Speed limit signs or
Because,
bumps?
yeah, some sort of deterrent for our racetrack that's through the fields. We all have really small kids, and my kids are wild and will run out, so any kind of deterrent to kind of keep them slowed down.
Of course. Yeah, no, I think we'll coordinate with these 2 guys, and then, you know, anyone they want to bring with them, we'll do some walkthroughs. Absolutely. Listen, I play at Farron too. Come on. Not Camilla. I haven't been to there in a while. All right.
While we're at it, if you
look at the hole on field 8 behind shortstop. We have in field 8 behind short, there's a big hole, and we have a tournament that we are hosting in about a month. We don't need another team or any one of our teams breaking an ankle with that.
Glad you brought that up. I had that written down. I didn't even talk about it. No, we'll have Willows Bash. We'll be June 9th through the 15th off the top of my head. So it's essentially, it's a tournament we host at our fields to be mainly all-star teams. There'll be some travel teams that will come. We did it last year. Generally, we do it at the beginning of the season, but the way Babe Ruth compressed districts and states, we had to do it kind of towards the end. So to be kind of how we'll cap off all-stars for the most part. So we'll host that, and then there'll be some other, obviously some tournaments that the baseball and softball play in prior to their districts or states. All right, so I'm gonna make a motion to vote in reports.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, all right, good stuff. We do not have old business on the agenda. Any new business?
Only with softball, we're hosting the districts this year, the 31st Saturday at Ferrin. Around Robin, between 10U and 14U. The other age groups, there was no other teams in Babe Ruth. So if anybody wants to come watch.
May 31st. May 31st.
May 31st.
Okay, all right.
And Ron, the one light on field 2 in Ferrin is out. That was out from the beginning, so that should be a warranty issue with that company. They never came back and fixed it. It's right by the batting cage, or the backstop. That's it.
Any other new business for the group? No. The only thing I'll add is I'm in the process, and I'll probably go through it with Brandon, go through our rules, just making sure they're updated, because we got to update. We've had some changes over the past year and a half. We just need to put those on the paper and get those re-uploaded, so we're not having to explain nuances to each rule. We'll get those changed and updated and hopefully posted by the end of summer. So if there's no other new business, we'll move on to open mic. So it's an opportunity for anyone in the crowd. You got 5 minutes per person. I would hope that not all of you want to speak for 5 minutes, or else we'll be here till midnight. But you're welcome to speak for 5 minutes on anything, any issues, any concerns. Plug in someone, it doesn't really matter, but it's a kind of 5-minute gauge per person, and then we'll do our vote. So Jessica has our ballots over here. We have a list of all the players, the way the election will work before we get into open mic. You get 1 vote per kid. So if you have multiple kids, that's perfect. You can vote as many kids as you have, right? Mom and dad can't vote for the same, right? So one or the other gets to pick. So it's 1 per kid. All right. Anyone for open mic? You'll be next.
No.
Yeah, come on up. 2 p.m. games, got it.
Does this work? Check.
You can push the button on right in the front. There you go, perfect. I can.
Hot mic.
Yeah.
Thank you. Would you, I saw you next. Come on. And we'll put you after.
I'm Michelle Lopez. I am one of moms for both on the softball team and on the 8U team. I have heard of Predators just the same. But I wanted to talk about the budget and just question whether or not there was a plan for like a 3, a 5, a 10-year plan. And I know setting a budget out for 2 years. I'm sorry, push the mic closer, sorry.
We can hear you, yes.
So, what I do normally for a living is, I'm an accountant, but I work with boards and nonprofits specifically. And so my question is about the budget. I heard that we have 40,000 in the bank, right? But after the past few years, there's been some struggles. So I was wondering whether or not we had a 3-year, 5-year, 10-year plan, in the works. I know there's been 2 numbers, board numbers coming in. So just wondering what the plan is for the league in general, and just the budgeting, like, what is the stance of the board in terms of like how we implement that into the organization, some events that maybe brings money into the organization so that we don't have those issues.
Sure. So, yeah, so when we started, we had a couple-year plan out there. Part of it is you got to be solvent first, right? I can't have these grand ideas to do. One thing we hear a lot about is uniforms, right? But I can promise you, those of you guys that bought uniforms, when you go to order your uniforms, what do they want? They want the money, right? So we got to have the money up front, right? We're kind of in a position at the moment that we might be able to do that and say, hey, if we want to make some alterations, we can do that ahead of time. And so those are kind of some. We've also talked about partnering with different programs for development, right? That's something that I think is well needed within our league, whether it's one of our local guys that does it or one of these other companies where, hey, each team gets a day or two at this complex with professional coaches. So we have some ideas out there, but part of that is, kind of once the dust settles, what do we have left and what do we want to prioritize? And so we have kind of a laundry list of those things. But to your point, right, the level 2, we were told was 2026, and then we were told absolutely not, it's 2025, which is the way the law is written. So that was kind of an unforeseen expense, and luckily we had money to accomplish it and not have to ask the coaches to pay. I think it was like $80 a background check, which is pretty expensive. I think we had one behind you, Josh.
Okay, so I coached 2 seasons of softball. I played in Rural Palm softball my whole life since I was 6 years old. Really passionate about it, as some of you may know. I have some concerns from softball that I know it's mostly, baseball-driven people feel from softball, so I'm here to speak on both behalves. So thank you for bringing that up. Farron Park, does it always at all times have to be, if it's not taken at the Willows, does it always have to be at Farron? Because the problem is people are taking their kids into different sports due to they're having to be at the same place at the same time for 3 kids, right? And I get it, and there's not enough fields, there's not enough this, there's not enough that. I used to play at Camellia. Like, there was two fields, that's it. So that was a concern as well. Also,
You're referring to games primarily?
I'm sorry?
Games primarily or practices? Games practices? Okay.
Yes, practices, but games.
Sure.
Make it to games, right? So if it's not open, what are the options? If it is open, what are the
Sure.
options? Trying to make it quick. So also brought to my attention, which I also know is that, this past season, barely the umpires showed up. And there were maybe like 2 to 3 times that they did, and if they didn't, it was coaches that were umpiring from there. Or it was, another,
Thank you.
Well, I hadn't heard locked bathrooms. That's a new one to me, though. So, for Farron, when we have games and practices. Had you heard that before?
There were occasions where I had to call.
Okay.
And come and unlock them, yes.
Okay.
When somebody called me, there were occasions they were locked, and I called the rec department, they came down and locked them. But- I mean, I don't know who locks them after the school leaves, but
Bathrooms at Farron.
no, but they're left open after that. I don't know who locks them after the school leaves, that's what I was saying.
His guys.
Left open for the softball.
The village.
The school actually doesn't own part of that field, it's all Royal Palm. So if you, I worked at Royal Palm Elementary, and it has nothing to do with the fields. So Royal Palm actually comes in and unlocks it, like their workers are actually there when the kids are in school. So, but to go off that, my name's Alicia Springer. I am a parent of 3 kids who play Royal Palm. I
Thank you. So I'm happy to take some more, Jessica. For sake of time, we'll have Jessica go out and kind of check you guys in and give you ballots while we're doing open mic, if that's good. Okay. Anyone else for open mic? You'll be next. Come on up.
This vote, this election, isn't necessarily what's going to be the change. The change is everybody around here. Like, you all coming here, I've been to more meetings, 3, sometimes 0. This right here, all you parents being involved and staying involved is what's going to change things, right? That's what's going to make positive changes. That's what we want. We all got to be involved, not just the board. We're just a select few. We got to show up and we got to be passionate with the kids, just as much as board members are, right? So that's all I got to say. If we keep this going, this league will be the best league in Palm Beach County, I guarantee you. So we got to stay involved as one big family. That's all I got to say.
You got something.
To piggyback off both of what you guys just said, that goes along for the concession stands. You guys want concession stands open. We need volunteers. Like I said, there's 9 of us on this board. There's only 6 here tonight. I want to start implementing something to get the parents involved in the concession stands, help us out. This way we have the right amount of people there. That might be every home team sending 1 parent, just like we have a designated snack parent. The home team of that game played will have to send a parent to the concession stand. If you have your kid, we're willing to work with the 4 main fields. With the big concession stand, that'd be 4 people plus our person running it. So that'd be 5 of us. So if you want to step away to watch your kid pitch, it's an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes max that you'd be in that concession stand. That takes you guys to be there. If that's something that we can work on as a board to get you guys, the home team, to send 1 player, that's what I want to do. It like Josh said and like Alicia said, it takes all of you guys showing up and being here for your kids, not just the 9 of us sitting up here. So that is my future plans with the concession stands on both sides, and hopefully we can get that going over at Farron Park so we have something going over there as well. I've talked to Mike. We need the parents. We need the hands. There's only 9 of us. We can only be so many places at once, plus 90. All of us are coaching. So just to piggyback off that a little bit, we need you guys to make this league. It's not just the 9 of us to make this league. So keep that in mind and look out for that. Home team will probably be sending a parent to the concession stand for a max of an hour and 45 minutes. Thank you. Go ahead, man.
Thank you. Any other open mic takers? I'm sorry? Okay.
Come on up. Come on.
Just talk loud.
The concession stand are inside that we worked inside.
scrub it out. I've done it for 3 seasons. I don't do it during the season because I'm busy coaching. But during every off season, I go at least the main concession. I've scrubbed it 3 times.
Which I think could also be part of what you were saying, like a parent is volunteering, it's their job after the end, like that goes to clean it up and make sure, so that you don't have to go into a huge meeting, you know, people can be a part of that.
That's
I also like to propose like an event coordinator, like a parent who could, like set up events for the fields, especially like opening day, having like more of a, you know, most people don't want to come to opening day because it's kind of boring, honestly, like I don't even go, I mean, my kid goes to opening day, but I'm like, you know, like, that's kind of boring, honestly. So, like, if we could do like a bigger event for opening day to like really show like a bunch of people there, or even just like events throughout the season, maybe on like off weekend or something, I think something fun, maybe just like.
That's what we need. Everybody wants to have these events and stuff. But when it comes to opening day, the only person setting up opening day was me and Gary. We're looking for volunteers all year round. All year round. We don't even need to ask, we need them. Like,
There's a lot of parents here who like have businesses who like do balloons. You know, there's a balloon arches. I bake.
Josh, I want a balloon arch.
You know, like there's enough parents here who like have businesses or know people who would be willing to like help out and donate and like do stuff. So, but that's just, if there would be one email or like one person that all those ideas are sent to and like we coordinate.
Absolutely.
yeah.
More parent involvement or stuff like that.
I love it. Absolutely.
Yeah, no, definitely.
No, I appreciate that.
No, yeah.
Appreciate that.
Anyone ever sees us, we're always busy doing something, we're running one of our businesses. I'd be more than happy to help out. My expertise is marketing, so I can help raise some funds without really having to put much budget into it. Definitely help out in that aspect and getting awareness out there. We're covering any minimal marketing costs that you guys need.
I just think stuff like that will help.
This is what we need is this involvement continuously. This has been the biggest meeting, sorry to cut you off. This has been the biggest meeting we've had since my 2.5 years of being here. I think I've been a board member for 1.5 years, almost 2 years. This is the biggest turnout. Continue this going forward and you will see a change. But like Josh said, this has been like, there's been 2 people, no people, where the only people in this room have been the people up here and our village guy. You guys want something to happen, we'll do it. We're here, we hear you. I hear you at least. And I know everybody up here hears you. But continue this. We have these board meetings once a month. Continue to show up. And I can guarantee you, it's not just us. That's a big league. There's 400 plus kids in the league between both baseball and softball. We can't do everything. We need parents that help every step of the way. When I grew up in this league, every parent did their thing. I know there's a couple people up here that sat and played with us. It takes all of us, not just you guys, and we hear you. Come on up, Farron.
Yeah, I believe, don't hold me to this.
I put
One
batteries in
through
them.
4 were working last year.
Have they been used? Because it's kind of pointless to have working boards if there's.
Correct. What I'm saying is they do work. We'll track down the clickers and make sure they are functional. 8 does not work and 5 does not, and I don't think we have any at Farron. Yeah, you want to speak? Come on up. But absolutely, it's, part of that is, getting them back and having a good system in place.
The clickers are in the concession. I bought
Hold on,
batteries
hold on.
personally and put them in there.
We got the dome coming, right? The dome, okay. All right.
Kyle Pino, coach, also he's out of the commissioner's league or athletic league. Feedback on them, you're never gonna get the help unless you do post it, so people, we had a lot of times where our board, even as members, wouldn't even, other boards wouldn't even know about things till the night before. We quick to respond if the fields are closed, but we're not quick to respond when we actually need help, and as a coach, we know we're not gonna get help from even parents without asking, putting in the chat. Another thing, I enjoy coaching both my kids' teams. Part of the reason why I do it is because I want the kids to learn to play the right way. And I think from past experience, I've learned that a lot of parents that did grow up playing the sport or watching their kids are afraid to go out there and volunteer to coach because they don't have the knowledge. So one of the things we were working on in Gatebridge was doing coaches clinics. It's not just about the kids, but offering, volunteers or coaches or people on the board to teach these, I guess, making parents more comfortable going out and teaching so we don't have a shortage of coaches. Because I would like to see the board grow too. But as a coach, I see other parents, including Josh, coaching teams that don't have people that understand how to do it. So I think by offering that knowledge to parents, and also piggyback on that is also having coaches clinics where we physically go over the board from someone that is loud and vocal. One of the things we can't stand is coaches that are putting their neck out there, but they do not know the rules. So one of the things is you hand a piece of paper out, parents know to get a rule book, they don't read it. We used to have mandatory coaches meetings at the beginning of the season to have coaches clarify rules, so we're not doing it first game of the playoffs. So that's one of the things I think we could do better about is offering help to people to be more comfortable to come and coach that don't know the game, but also making sure that the people that are coaching, part of the arguments they're having on the field is because of people not knowing the rules, the volunteering, which can be frustrating at times too, which can take away from the kids learning the game because it's with the wrong people. Just like I agree with having people on the board that know the game as well to be able to answer the questions that are being asked by coaches or parents, them knowing the rules too. So I think by having those clinics, we can help clarify all of that for people, because not a lot of people, I guess, know how to get access to things with some papers, they don't know what to look for that stuff.
Nope, fair enough. Any other open mic? I heard scoreboards, I think. Sure. Sure. No, thank you for that.
Just to go back to conditions of the parks, I want to talk about bathrooms. I don't mind calling somebody if I have to do it as a parent, but the bathrooms are atrocious. The bathroom by the Little Fields, the women's restroom has been out of soap except for one, for no lie, an entire month. The handicap stall didn't have toilet paper for probably a week and a half. The
Yeah, I would say, was my thing on, I would say anyone on the board. He just told you he's good at cleaning. No, I mean, you can ask Ron. I send Ron messages all the time. Hey, the trash is overflowing, right? So any information you send, you're not bothering us, because if we don't know, we don't know. I mean, I'll share that's my wife's number one complaint is the bathrooms, right? At Willow specifically. Farron's a little bit better.
Monitored, like, all the time, why do you have to call and say, like, hey, the trash is overflowing, hey, the bathroom's nasty? Why is it not something that's being, like,
It should be, you're correct, right?
Should be.
But in the event that it is not, or it didn't happen that particular day, then if we don't hear about it, we don't know. I don't walk in the women's bathroom, I'm sorry.
It's pretty bad, Gary.
What is their title of it? The ones who are buying the field, they're grading the field. What is the title?
You would have to ask Mr. Ron that. Those are village employees.
So who takes care of that?
Those guys, same guys? The same guys.
It's a department in this village.
So is it not something in their normal duties that they're supposed to be taking care of these? Because Joy is saying that these are a month without voting. I know that.
Yeah, so Joy, just as a point of reference, I always keep soap and toilet paper in the equipment room. So we have it readily available, but we can also communicate with Ron to that point, right?
Start stocking the bathrooms every time I'm there. I really don't mind, but it's hard when I'm like, oh my God, my daughter's sitting there, and I'm like, oh no, there's no toilet paper. I'm like leaving the stall to try to find it, and there's one stall, and then it's really bad. I don't know if they're really gonna go back or not in charge, and it's not necessarily your fault, and I keep Picker Lay back. It's been like that for months. My daughter dropped a candy from her mouth a week and a half ago, and I left it on the floor and I wouldn't let her do it, so the first stall blew. It's still been there. Same exact spot. And I left it down on purpose. I took a picture of it. And I just wanted to see, like, I'm not even cleaning the floors. If there's a floor drain, you literally hose it down. You can literally douse some place in bleach and hose it down, because that's how our bathrooms are, like, usually set up.
Sure.
So, like, why are we not doing it? Why are they not, what are they doing that they're not doing that? And then I look at places, you know, I don't know about the other age divisions, but 6U has been traveling very far to Hamlin to play. And you go there, and I get that they only have 2 teams, and their board is a hot mess, and that's why they only have 2 teams, and people don't want to play there. But their fields are immaculate. Their facilities are immaculate. Their concessions, I don't feel uncomfortable eating there. And I know that he said that the concessions were really dirty. I try not to think about it every time I get my daughter french fries. We're running concessions, we're like scrubbing in there. These 2 girls, myself included, Lindsay, Heather, Sam, we put so much work into that little concessions, and we've been doing it, and we take a lot of pride in it. You as well. Sorry, Ellen, you right behind me. I don't know what we need. I'm pretty involved. I feel like with my kids, and back to you guys saying, the opening day. I'm the first one to be like, what do I need to do? I'll add so much stuff onto my plate that I really can't handle it, but I get it done anyway, and I'm up till the wee hours. I'm running a 6U All-Star team with Brandon, if nobody knows that. So what can I do? Because I didn't know. I'd be willing to show up on opening day early and help. I'd be willing to do all these things. But I never get the notification on Sports Engine or social media. Like they said, we get the fields are closed because of the rain, or hey, don't forget to sign up, or congratulations to the teams that won. But then we don't even have all the teams that won on our social media posts. We have a handful, but not all of them. So like, what can we do? I'm willing to help. I know that it starts with us being willing. I am willing, and I want to know what I can do to help everyone.
But don't worry, I got mental notes now. Be careful. Be careful what you ask for. And I know, listen, I have your number. You're in trouble now.
Ron, oh,
I've actually built up with Vice President up there, and I were discussing things on the way here, and I think we
Uniforms, yeah.
Fashion apparel, because I think if we sold shirts in the concession stands and things like that, moms would buy hats, bracelets, all of that. I think that's what we need to get our whole association going into, because I don't think it's just dependent on all of you. You guys do a lot, I know they do a lot of behind the scene things, and I know, like, the communication we're saying isn't always there, and I totally get that, but I think sometimes, and I'm not trying to, but it's overwhelming, because it is a whole week, and there's so many facets to it, but I'm really happy to see other people here. I think if we all start stepping up, and we as, like, as a community, you guys as a board, make the subcommittees, I think you're gonna see a big change of people signing up for what part of their interest is to be. It takes a village, so, and you can come up with more subcommittees, those are just like off the top of my head. I think you'll get people and you'll have a lead, and then within that, they'll have their team members, and they can have little meetings, and
Send us emails. Who we can get.
I'm not sure if it was mentioned before, because I walked a little bit behind, but on the note in terms of Parks and Rec versus the board on maintenance, the one thing I'm going to mention is there's a lot of broken, rusted metal around different parts of the parks. I know specifically this is where the batting cage is in the bullpen, right to the side of that. Large shard of broken metal, rusted fence, and I know behind the field where a lot of the small kids run wild around during games and their siblings. They wild girls rolling on the running deck might be one of them. So, but they run around behind and they should be in a safe environment. And there's sharded, broken pipe and metal that is part of the fencing and part of the valve holes on almost every field that it takes one kid to fall and slice their arm wide open. I know that's not for you guys, that's a city issue, but I'm,
We're going to add you to the field walk. We do field walks after each season, and so we kind of highlight some of those things. We'll add that as something we'll look at, is what those items are that we need to address, for sure.
Would that be something the village could do?
You're talking about the wooden fence that's hanging around back there, right?
Between 7 and 8, between 1 and 2. Blocking for children.
Sure.
some of the wooden fences are also broken. Like there's no middle piece down. They're all down.
No, listen, this is all great feedback, and I don't say that just to tell you that. One of the things we talked about that the village did to give them some kudos, they redid all the floors. I don't know if you guys noticed that. They did the epoxy on all the floors. We pressure cleaned the entire complex, right? Which is the first time I've ever seen a pressure clean, and I've been there almost 10 years. So we've done some of these things, but this is important for them, right? To hear that.
Like a list of, like, where we can do this, and then like, what's number one priority, because I think epoxy on the floor is the top. And like,
Call your village hall people.
we like vote on prioritizing, like,
I think it depends on, whatever the Parks and Rec, right? They have their budget and they prioritize those items, right? So those of us that play at Farron, that was a $250,000-$60,000 project for the lights, because we didn't have lights there for multiple years. And so, as these things come up, the floor was low-hanging fruit, probably didn't cost a whole lot, so it makes a lot of sense to do that. If you saw it before, every time we would paint it, by the end of the season, like it looks now, some of it's peeling, right? It's peeling off the floor of the sinks because the paint doesn't hold the water. But yeah, any of those items that we list, right? And, we can help prioritize those with Ron, but, it's up to the village and how they prioritize what those items are. And there are other, I don't want to speak to that because I'm not as well versed in it, but there are other committee meetings. There's a rec board for all recreational sports in Royal Palm Beach. And so they meet quarterly, right? So they meet quarterly. Those are dates. I would welcome you guys. I can get those from Ron. We can post those. I went to one at the beginning of last year. Well, but you have the overarching board where you guys report. Yeah, so we can get some of those dates. Those are the ones to come to and say, hey, you know, we'd like to see these things. So as you guys are thinking through, and that's not just his boss, that's all of the people on the council who approve it. Sure, sure. No, I think they would love it. Yeah, Field 1 and Field 4, right, are going to get LEDs. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know the time. You know the timing off the top of your head? 1 and 4 are going to get LEDs because 2 and 3 already have them. And so I know that was on the budget. I don't know the timing, but I can get the timing and let you guys know. But I do know it was approved and funded, so.
In the registration fee or your budget, how much actually goes towards the city to use the field?
So what goes towards the city is, they call them non-residents, so people who don't live in the zip code or the streets. And so we submit that roster of people who have signed up to Ron, and so we pay 20% of that to the village.
So what was the actual fee paid this past season?
It's like $6,000 to $8,000 off the top of my head. It varies depending on the number of kids. So there's no charge for us to use the field because we have that provider agreement. This is just something that we pay because of the we'll call them out of zone people, right, that play in our league. And so we eat that fee.
Is that on here?
I don't know if it's on there, but he would know off the top of his head. It's between $6,000 and $8,000 every season off the top of my head.
For the sake of the bathrooms, because I can tell you I show up about 5:20, 5:30, and there's people in those bathrooms hanging out, doing God knows what all day long. What are the requirements, since it is a public park, that we can keep those bathrooms locked during the day? Is that something we can do this way?
They used to.
By the people that are actually there to use the fields, rather than John Smith using it to clean himself all day long. You got the kids sitting there wasting toilet paper just because they're kids and want to do mischievous stuff. What are those requirements? Can we have those locked during the day and open those up at 5:30 when the people that are here to pay to use the league and those facilities? Is that something we can do, or is that against the city? I know they're locked at night. I know
They lock them at 9:30.
they're locked at 9 o'clock because I see the village guys go there at 9 o'clock and lock them up. But who what time? Like, find out what time they're open in the morning. If that's something we can change, because I can tell you right now, you got people skipping school. You got John Smith and Jane Doe hanging out there cleaning themselves, using it as a shower, and stuff like that. So, I mean, you see the turnout here. There's some complaints about a lot of stuff with the fields. Like I said, that doesn't fall on us. It falls on us to report to you guys. They got a lot of issues, and that's huge. But if we can lock that down or figure something out, have more people go there and take care of it more.
Yeah, or just, I know they used to. They used to leave basketball open and lock the other two. So at least there was a bathroom open for people that are using the park during the day. So that maybe that's a viable option. So, yeah, okay. All right, any other open mic? Okay, So I'll end with this. Listen, this is awesome to see all these people here. I got lots of notes, right? I got lots of your names that said you wanted to volunteer, so be careful. But listen, we'll do a better part communicating what we need help with. We'll be happy to take that help. It does take a village to do a lot of these things, right? Some of this stuff we figured out on our own through trial and error, but I think we have a good understanding of what needs to happen. I got notes about umpires. That's something Mike and I have talked about. You know, that was something we attempted to do with some older girls at part of our travel group, our older travel group. Unfortunately, that didn't work so well in spring. It worked good in fall, not so good in spring. Locked bathrooms, right, and bathrooms in general. I always hear stuff around umpires, but I have that noted as an option there, right? So generally, we do an umpires clinic at our fields. We do one every season. I would welcome maybe as part of that manager training, Kyle, that you talked about, we can invite the coaches and the managers, right? They can see what they're being taught from day one, right? Around our rules and what happens. Concessions, again, that revolves around volunteers, but cleaning is definitely noted. You know, clinics, rules, one of the things that I noted before, we have updated a lot of that stuff. Part of it is just keeping up with the rules, right? So I need to update that document so we can repost it. So we'll have that done before next season, so everybody will have it. So it's very clear what those rules are, because some of them aren't listed. For example, we just changed the coach pitch. That's not in there yet, right? That's the most recent one. We allow head first sliding for 12U and above, right? That's the rule for any 12U and above. Different parks are different. But as a general rule, if you go play in a World Series or a state tournament for any of these different leagues, Little League, Babe Ruth, whatever, it's head first everywhere, right? So we just need to reflect it so it matches that. I'm very excited to see all of you guys here. So definitely something I've talked with some of you already around committees. I think committees is a fantastic idea to get everybody involved. Again, you don't have to be on the board, but I think taking some of those things that you guys have some skill sets with, we need some of the people to own it, right? And that's always the biggest challenge. I have a lot of people come to me and Jessica with ideas. I coach 4 teams, like a lot of you guys coach 2 or 3 teams. I coach 4 teams, I have 3 kids. I'm at the field every day of the week. I promise you. In some capacity, I'm at the field, except for Monday because it rained and Ron gave me the day off. But and today we have a board meeting. But generally, I'm there Monday through Saturday without fail. And I love to be there. I love to be there with my kids. I love to be there with your kids. That's why I do this. If I didn't, you know, this is the highlight of my day is going to the field, right, and spending time with the kids. So it's exciting to see all of you in here that share a lot of that same vision. I hope you guys continue to do that. We will ask for volunteers. We'll get a lot of stuff going. I mean, you can see kind of the culture change in our league. Most of you guys have young kids. I mean, most of you, I recognize you have younger kids. I mean, some of you have some older kids like me and John that have, you know, old, smelly, hairy kids. But a lot of you guys have younger kids, right? And that's where it starts and that's where it has to stay to build the program, right? Those of you guys that played here before, if you keep the kids in the program, that's how the kids get better, right? They enjoy playing together. They enjoy being together. They enjoy their coaches, right? Whether they get the same coach every year or not, that they're learning. And so there's a lot of points to be had here and things that we can for sure get better at. I'll be the first one to tell you, none of us are perfect, right? We're doing what we can to kind of keep everything moving along. We're getting it to a point where now we can make some fun decisions. What do we do in 3 to 5 years, right? What do we go to the village and say, hey, he's willing to donate a whole bunch of money. Can I get some new batting cages between 1 and 4 and 2 and 3, right? Or even at Farron that are falling apart. So, you know, I'm happy to have those conversations and figure out what we can do and prioritize those things, right? And I think that's probably something as an enhancement committee. What are the priorities? Bathrooms obviously are up here, right? And then cages and facilities maybe a little bit lower. But what are those items we can help the village with? Right? Because I don't think Ron will beat me up if I tell him I could get it donated versus them trying to pull it out of their budget, right? So these are a lot of things we can do. So thank you guys for that. I do believe we have a tally, right? Mm-hmm. So we do have a new vice president. Well, I guess we'll read off the other folks, right? So Jessica, welcome back for another 2 years. Nico, welcome back for another 2 years. Thank you, sir. And our new vice president is Mr.
Gary, welcome back
Yes,
for another
thank
2
you.
years.
Thank you. See, they didn't cloud as loud, but no, I'm just kidding. And our new vice president is Mr. Josh Franklin, so congratulations, sir. You want to end us with the speech, close us out? No, we're pretty much done, but thank you guys for that. I know a lot of you guys want to be involved. More than happy to get you involved as much as you want. We also have the other 5 positions on the board are up next May, right? So if there's an interest for the board, both commissioners, member at large, another member at large, and what am I missing? Treasurer. And so we'll have some additional positions, but look forward to those committees because we'll start brainstorming as what those are, and I'll piggyback from some of you guys who brought that up.
Yeah.
And if you're willing to chair them and come, we'll add report outs here, and we'll let the chairs come and report out what we would like to do. So thank you all so much. We'll close it out.
I just want to say thank you guys. This is something I've been wanting to see for, like I said, 2.5 years. To see you guys show up and give us your words, give us your inputs and everything. I've been asking people, telling people, I know you guys have heard me say this to a lot of people. It takes a lot of us to show up to do this. It's not just these guys up here. I'm probably repeating myself, but I'll be getting with Jessica, who sends out a lot of the emails and stuff, at the end of June. Look forward to something. I'm going to be taking those concession stands and doing my cleaning that I usually do. I'm usually out there by myself or with one or two other people, but I mean, I just want to say thank you guys for actually showing up, and I want to continue to see you guys show up and give us your input, because without you guys giving us your input, what do we change? It takes all of you guys to run this league, not just us, not just the people, the coaches, it takes the parents, it takes all of you guys. So, and like I said, I just want to say thank you for showing up tonight in such big numbers, because this is the most people I've seen at any board meeting since I've joined this league as a parent. It used to be like this when I was a player. It used to be like this, and I'm just happy to see it going in the right direction. We'll do our best. We'll get on the village, make sure they do their best or a better job. But I just want to say thank you guys, because this is what it takes. You guys showing up to fix things, not just us, not just the village. It takes us. So thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Have a great night.
Gary, you know what we need to? I forgot. The L screens at Farron?
Yes.
We're down to like 1 of them. They're all falling apart.
So I had 2 that are around.
Ron, you're under fire, man.